Hello everyone, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. It is the first week of 2023, so it is finally time to show my photocard collection as of the beginning of 2023. I'm excited to share my progress since August, which was the last time I uploaded a photocard collection video. This is a little bit late because I did get COVID at the end / beginning of 2023. I decided to just not touch anything from my photocard collection. I am going to be doing like a sort of massive clearing out sale on my trade and sell Instagram, which I put at the beginning of all my videos. I'll put it again right here, and it is Daniel XRDC Trades. I will be putting a lot of cards that I need to either trade or sell up on there and do just like a massive sale. If you are interested, please go check that out. Regardless of that, we do have about 6 binders to go through. We have 5 A4 binders and 1 A5 binder. It will go in the order of basically like how my collection is and how I usually have been doing my photocard collection updates. Before we get started, if you are interested in these types of videos, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I usually make unboxing videos, updates to my photocard collection, such as binder organizing, storing photocards, and things like that. I also have been doing different types of content, such as I did my own version of an end of year award show for my favorite K-pop songs of 2022. So if you're interested in any of that type of content, please be sure to subscribe so you stay tuned when I upload new videos. With all of that out of the way, let's get started with the first binder. So here we have our first binder. This is a very special binder to me. This is my Donghan collection as well as OT5 sets. I do have my Donghan WEi album cards in another binder. If you do not know, I joined a bunch of group orders with a group order manager that I'm also joining for the most recent WEi era, and I won a giveaway for an in-person fan sign slot, and I was able to get a page signed to my name by Donghan, and I was able to ask him a question. And if you don't know, the question I asked him was which of his solo songs would he love to do a cover of with all 6 members of WEi, and he said Goodnight Kiss, which I was very excited to hear. Also, I do have these inside the cover of my album, but they fall out a lot. But these are just cards that people made for me for like trades and stuff like that, and I don't want to like get rid of them because they are so beautiful. Like especially this one from D Hours. It was amazing. I love it. I was keeping that, you know? So here we have the beginning of my Donghan collection. I started collecting Donghan pretty much when I started my collection. It was because of him in around 2020. I started standing Donghan around 2018, which was Goodnight Kiss era, like around that time, and just have been in love with his work and his activities ever since. So I have pretty much tried to collect as much as I can of him. We first started off with his JBJ collection. I bought most of his JBJ stuff, or pretty much all of it, on Mercari Japan through Neokyo. I don't do Neokyo purchases at all anymore, but here we have his fantasy cards, which are these 2 and these 2. This is for True Colors. They never did photo cards for the album, but this is a Japan like Valentine's Day meeting card that they did. And then in this middle sleeve here, it is double-sided. These are just some merch Polaroids that they did. And then these are the inclusions for New Moon, which was their last album. And then here we have his solo cards. So we have D Day, D Night, and then these are a solo concert. I think it was Day and Night photocard set. It is 10 cards, and the 10th one is on the back here because it has the same back. And then we go into the monstrosity that is D Hours AM703. Not much has changed in this collection, but I try to, you know, just explain just in case people haven't seen. For this photocard set, his birthday is July 3rd, so that's why it's called D Hours AM703. Because of that, they did 73 photocards for this album, and you get 3 from each album. So I have 2 copies of the album, and I've just been buying as many cards as I can from Mercari Japan and from Instagram. Currently have now 53, either 53 or 55, I always forget. But I do have a majority of the cards here with me, and I really want to try and finish this as quickly as possible. So yeah, let's just do a quick flip through. And these next cards are his 2020 solo concert D Nation. It was a set of 12. And then here we have the bookmarks that came with the D Hours AM703 album. They always like fall apart, but I try to just keep them like this even though I have extras because I can't get rid of them. I haven't really found people who want to buy these from me. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have a binder that is only Donghan's album cards for WEi. So starting here, I have his pre-order benefits starting from the first site era. So these are all the pobs that they did for that era. There are K-pop store cards here. Then we have 4 rounds of Make Star. This is Oh What, and I think this is Joan Music. And then here we have the Make Star round 8 cards. So starting from this era onwards, I was buying my own initial albums to get the Make Star pre-order benefits. So what I've been doing is every Make Star round A video call event that they do, I buy my initial copies from there and get a full set of pobs for this. And then we have his other pobs. So we have the rest of the Make Star cards, and then we have K-pop store up to here, and then we have EZU rounds 1 and 2, and then Music Korea is the only card I'm missing from these pre-order benefits because it is very expensive. Next we have Identity Action era, so this is Make Star round A, and then we have Naver Shopping Live, Make Star, and then the 2 Japan pop-up store cards, and then we have K-pop store up to here, and then we have K-Town for You, EZU round 1 and EZU round 2. And then here we have the OT5 First Love card set. I am not done with this collection, but I am very close and I really want to finish this because I just have been loving collecting OT6. And the reason why is because I received a lot of album cards from my group order manager because every single slot that you buy from their group orders comes with the album inclusions, which are the cards and any other inclusions. So because of that, I had a lot of extras that I can finish an OT6 set and still have extras to sell. So I have been loving collecting WEi OT6. I feel like it was my destiny. These are the Make Star round A cards for First Love. And then here we have Donghan's pobs. I tried to split them up based off of each store so that way I can kind of remember, because regardless, like without that, I wouldn't have known. There are so many pobs for this era that it was too much. So here we have the Make Star page, and these 2 are lucky draws. Here we have K-pop store. I am missing just 1 Metapob for their 4th round. And then this was a little frame. And then this is K-Town for You. And I believe these are the lucky draw cards for that. And then here, I believe these are Jump Up. Yeah, these are the Jump Up cards. I also am missing the offline card for round 4. This is Dear My Muse with the iconic heart set. I love this one so much. And this card's also double-sided. This is Everline. This is also Jump Up. This is MMT. This is Who's Fan, Lucky Draw. And I believe these are Everline, if I remember correctly. These are just like extra pobs. And then we also have a unit card here that was part of Jump Up round 6. And then these are my setup for the Japan cards, which I am getting in a few days, so that will be very exciting. This is their concert photo card set that was part of their merch. And then here we have some extra cards. So this is their 2022 season's greeting set. These 4 are Japan fan meeting cards that came out around the time that they had their first concert in Korea. There is a set of 6, but with my group order manager, I got 4 Donghans, and then I got a Yeohan and a Daehyun that I'm gonna try and trade for the other 2. This always falls apart and stuff, so I just need to rework these papers to fit them. But these are the 2021 season's greeting ID cards. And this is the photo card set. Here I just have some bigger inclusions. So I first have the actual true colors inclusions from the album, which are these little film strips. And then we have postcards. So for first site era, I bought the postcards with the set of cards that I was missing. So I have all of Donghan stuff, but for future eras, for bigger inclusions, I've just been keeping what I pull and what I like get from group orders and stuff. I just haven't been like focused only on Donghan stuff. And this last page here were the season's greetings for 2021, the postcards from that. That was it for the first binder. Now let's move on to the next one. So next up I have my A5 binder. I did get a Beyond D binder, I think around September. And at first I was using these only for Donghan's album cards as well as the OT6 set for album cards, but I realized that that wasn't going to work out because I wanted to have more space for Love Part 2. It's already been like really filled up with just the stuff I have in here. That's why I decided to move the other 5 members into my big 3-inch binder that I have for Donghan's collection. So I have this cute little freebie that I got from somebody to put in there, and these pages are double-sided. You'll see them on each side. So this is the First Sight era, and then we start with Challenge era, and then we have Action and First Love. And then we have the meta cards. So I was gonna keep Donghan's and Junso's here because I did get enough cards to complete both of their meta sets. I wanna try and get the PVC card for Junso and the other cards that I'm missing. And then here we have the larger inclusions for the First Love album. Again, I got them from my group order manager and I got a full set of all the members. I just put them in here. These are the 4-cut photos. And these are the standees. And for this one, if I remember correctly, this was given to me by my group order manager, and this was the winner card for the fansign I won. If I remember correctly, they gave a postcard, so this is the winner postcard. Here I have some extra 4 pocket pages, so I can use them for the Love Part 2 cards for Donghan. Here is the 3rd binder. This is a 1.5 inch, not a 3 inch, but here we have my main girl group collections. This one we have Weki Meki, Red Velvet, and GWSN. Here I have a lot of extra freebies that I got and some other inclusions for From S9, but that's in another binder. So here we have the OT8 Hide and Seek K-Town For You pre-order benefit set. You did get 4 for each version that you bought, and there's 2 versions, so I was able to get an OT8 set. And for Weki Meki, I collect Ellie for her album cards. The only difference is for I Am Me era, which you will see at the end. So this is I Am Me era, and unfortunately Fantagio decided to not release the album with photo cards. So the only photo cards that you can get for I Am Me era are the pre-order benefits and fansign cards, and I have been trying to collect them, and I think now I am only missing 4 cards, which is really awesome because I didn't think I would be able to get these since they were a bit harder to find. And here we have their 2021 season's greetings. At the end of 2020, I just bought the full set of season's greetings for, I think, 4 groups. It was WEi, Red Velvet, Weki Meki, and StayC. After that, I decided to never do that again because I have nowhere to put them. So I've just been joining group orders for like the sets so I can just get like the inclusions for the member, and that's it. Because I'm not gonna use a journal and a calendar or anything like that. These are the postcards for the season's greetings. And then we have an OT8 set for the Lightstick photo cards. I did join a group order to get the Lightstick. And this card in the middle is the 2nd fan club set for Ellie. I did join a group order for that and got this and the postcard, which you'll see after this. Right. And these are the Kiss Kicks postcards that came with the album as well as the tags. And then these are the tags from the New Rules album. I just kept the ones I pulled. And here we have my GWSN collection. It is already completed because I'm only collecting the album cards for Seoham, my bias, and there's only 5 albums, and I already have the full set complete. And these are just extra inclusions. Next up, we have probably one of my more difficult collections, which is Irene for Red Velvet. Obviously, she's a little bit harder to collect since she is, I consider, more popular in the collecting community. So a lot of people overprice her, which I think overpricing is not a great idea. I don't really support it at all. These first cards I got are from Mercari Japan, and the cards I got, I believe for the red and the velvet, they came with the album, but for Russian Roulette and Ice Cream Cake, they did not come with the album, so I just have the cards. Rookie, I was able to find last year on a store called K-Pop Market, I think, and I was able to pull one of Irene's cards, but the other one I pulled was Joy. So I'm trying to trade that. For Red Summer, I pulled a Joy and a Wendy, so I don't have them. And I do have the Perfect Velvet complete. And for Perfect Red Velvet, I am missing a Irene card that I'm trading the Solji that I pulled for. And I do have this card already that I just need to store away. A Summer Magic, I have a Wendy card that I need to trade for Irene's. And I don't have the Summer Magic Limited, which I don't think I'll ever get. And then we have RBB. The Red Festival Day 1. I am missing a Kino for both Day 1 and Day 2. I pulled Wendy's, so I'm trying to find trades for Irene. And then we have Finale, which is pretty difficult to find cards for. And then we have Queendom, and then we have the Red Festival 2022. I have not set up for birthday yet, but I have joined group orders for it, so I just need to set up after this one. These are Mumo cards. I haven't taken them out of the sleeves yet because, I don't know, I just wanted to keep them in the sleeves that they come in. But for my initial copies for Feel My Rhythm, I joined a group order from Super Rookie, if you know them, here on YouTube and Instagram. They held group orders for the Mumo, so for each album I got, which was 2 photo books and an Oracle, I was able to get 1 card for each. I got Irene, Wendy, and Joy. And as I mentioned earlier, I did get their 2021 Season's Greetings. So these are the K-Tom For You pre-orders. And then these are just the cards that came in the Season's Greetings. And then these are bigger inclusions from Red Festival Day 2. And these are the calendar postcards from the Season's Greetings. And I've mentioned this before as well, but this is a fan-made set that my friend bought on Amazon for me as a gift. And these are the concept photos for Day 2. And I really like this card set, so I decided to keep it in here. These are all inclusions that I pulled myself from the Red Festival finale and from Queendom. And then here we have the units and solos. For Monster, I think I have like a little less than half of the cards done. And then these are the postcards I pulled from Top and Middle and from Base Note. For Wendy, I bought 2 copies of each version on K-Tom For You, and I pulled not a single dupe. I'm still missing the other 2 cards, and these are the larger inclusions. For Joy, I only bought 1 copy, so I'm missing just the other ones, but Joy's has been incredibly difficult to finish and collect because everybody overprices her cards. And I also haven't set up for Solgi's cards, but I do have her collection, I think, pretty much complete for all 3 versions. Next up, I have a blue binder. So if you have never seen my videos, I usually have only ever had 1 3-inch binder, which is the Donghan one, and I had a smaller 1.5-inch blue binder that I had most of my other boy group collections in. But unfortunately, the rings on them are like, they don't connect to each other, so all the pages have been falling out. I had to move them into a different binder. I split the collections in half. I have most of my like boy group collections, the rest of them in this binder, and then the second half of my blue binder that had like SM solo artists and maybe like Key, I split them into another binder that you'll see later. After Donghan, my other biases are WOW from A.C.E, and you'll see later Wonwoo from 17, and a majority of this binder, I think if not all, are gum too. So here we have WOW. I initially started my collection only from Mad Squad era, which is Savage, until the most recent releases, but I did find somebody on Instagram who was selling some undercover cards, so I'm gonna try and see if I can complete that photo card set as well, because I do have, I think, half of the set done. Here we have the pre-order card for Mad Squad. I'm missing the 2 MMT cards, and then these are the album cards. We have Butterfly Fantasy. I am only missing 1 regular photo card, and I do have a Donghan that I'm trying to trade for that. And I do also have WOW's sub K-Shop card. The person who sold me the undercover cards also sold me that card. These are the other pobs for Butterfly Fantasy. I am missing just this 1 Make Star card, and these 2 are cards from their Japanese era, My Lover. And then here we have Siren Dawn. So these are all the album cards and the 2 lenticulars. And then these are the first press Polaroids and the double-sided cards. I found a set on GWSN for the album cards that came with a double-sided group card, so I decided to use that as like a filler in the middle. Here we have the pobs for Siren Dawn. I have been taking my pob collection for WOW very slowly. I haven't been focusing too much on it because I have just other stuff to prioritize. I eventually would like to finish these. So these cards were Make Star. This is Make Star B, this is MMT, and this is Makachop. And then we move on to Changer era. I do have the whole album set complete. It's 3 photo cards and 4 Polaroids. And this is a Make Star holo card, and then one of my favorite sets ever for Make Star round 2, they did unit cards. So I have all of WOW's units. I love this set so much. And then I have like practically no pre-order benefits after that done. For the 2022 season's greetings, I joined a group order for WOW's inclusions. These are the 2021 season's greetings inclusions. I actually got this as a freebie with a trade that I got for one Wonwoo card, so that was like amazing. For this one, I traded a G-Friend card because I used to collect G-Friend, but I got rid of my collection, and they traded a, I think, K-Town for You pop that I had for a WoW undercover tour in the US card for WoW, which I was never initially going to collect, but now I collect it. And I do have his 4 photo cards from the photo book that they did late 2021. These are just some larger inclusions I have. They're both Donghan. We move on to 17. I collect Wonwoo only, and I'm only collecting album cards. I'm not collecting a lot of pops, probably like only one. Obviously, I don't have any of the older album stuff because that's just very hard to find. The earliest I have are both of Wonwoo's going 17 unit cards. So I have his Minyoung unit, and I also have his Donghan unit already, but I just need to store that away. I also do have the Plot and Sunset cards for Director's Cut that I joined a group order for. After that, I have an Ode cards. I'm only missing 4 cards. No, I'm only missing 2 cards. I'm missing just this one card and one of the Beret cards because I do have one of them that I did a trade. Start with Hengare and semicolon I have here. Here we have Ataka. And then we start with Face the Sun. So I'm missing only 1 control card. I'm missing 3 shadow cards, 2 Ray cards. This card actually I do have, but I have been putting it in a top loader that I found that I thought was super cute. I don't have it here with me, but I found a cute little top loader that was like orange and it was like a tiger, and it's the Ray card of Wonwoo doing the Hodang hip pose. Whenever I have like events with friends, I've just been bringing that with me because I just think it's super cute. I don't have the Kino cards. I still have my initial pulls up for trade. And we have the Carrot version and the Weverse version. And then for Sector 17, I'm only missing 2 album cards. And we have the Compact and the Kino. I also do have the Weverse set complete for Sector 17. I did find a trade for that. And I thought this was an album card from like the You Make My Day or You Made My Dawn era, but I realized when I got it that it was actually a Season's Greetings photo card, but that's fine. And then this is the sticker from the New Heights version. I did just put it in my binder because it was like a photo card size. That is it for this binder. I do have another boy group collection that I have already started, but I have not set up yet because I'm waiting for all my items to make a collective haul style video for. I'm gonna put that in the back here after this. Next up, we have the second half of what was in my original blue binder. You'll see here we have my Shinee collection and just everything else that was after that. So here is my Key collection. So I'm trying to collect all of Key's regular album inclusions from his Shinee eras. Here we have the Sherlock card. This is Dream Girl, and this is the Misconceptions of Me, the first press. I'm just missing the second press, and Misconceptions of Us. I have Everybody, both view cards. Married to the Music, and then 1 in 1 is like one that I cannot find. I haven't been able to find those cards at all. These are the group cards from the Story of Light albums. These are his episode 2 cards, or his episode 2 and 3, his epilogue cards. We move on to Don't Call Me. So I have all of the cards except for the Fake Reality Phone card and the Reality card, and these are his Atlantis cards. Here is his 1 of 1 inclusion. I've just been keeping it like this because I just think it looks adorable like that. And these are the postcards that I pulled. I pulled, you know, the whole group, so I decided to keep the postcards like this because I liked it. And then here we have my beginning of my SM solo artist collection. The only female idol in here is Luna because I bought her Free Somebody album. They had it on K-Town for You. I really want to try and find the second card because this is one of my favorite albums of all time. I love Luna so much, so I want to kind of complete this collection. We have Key's solo album collection beginning here. So we have his 3 face cards. We have both album cards for I Wanna Be and one of his Kino cards. I am missing the last one here. And these are the cards that just come in the Kino album. We have his Bad Love album. So these are the Space Ray Gun cards and the booklet cards. Here we have the box set cards. And then we have just bigger inclusions. I don't really collect the bigger inclusions, I just keep what I pull, but I do have like a lot of repeats. For Gasoline, I was able to pull every single photo card that I needed. I did not get a single dupe from my copies that I bought from KPOP For You, so I haven't had to do like a single trade or anything. I just have all the photo cards done. So these are the booklet cards, these are the floppy cards, and these are the box set cards. Here we have the random collector cards from the box set. It was, you get one of these cards and then these 4 cards. I bought 3 for myself and I was able to pull all 3. Here we have Taemin. For Taemin, I tried to collect his solo album stuff, but I've only been able to find these 2 cards from like his older eras because I started collecting around Never Gonna Dance Again era, so around Criminal. And I do have his one of his moving cards. And then these are just the larger inclusions, and that's it for this binder. It has plenty of space to grow. I think Shinee is gonna have a comeback in 2023, so I'll try and see if I can collect Key's stuff in there. I did also join a group order for some SMCU merch for Key, as well as the season's greetings for Key, so I'll put all of those inclusions in here. And now we move on to our last binder. This is the other girl groups that I collect, as well as just some other collections that I just randomly have in my binder. So here we do have a bigger inclusion. This is from WOW's 2022 season's greeting set. It came with the cards that I bought, but it didn't fit in the binder that I originally had. But I think I'm gonna move this into the new binder that I have. And this is also an inclusion I got from my Promise album pull. So the beginning of this binder is my Promise 9 collection. I collect 2 members from Promise. I collect Jiwon and Hayoung. So first I have my Hayoung cards. And here I have my Jiwon collection. Next up, I have my StayC collection. I collected J for just her album cards. The only pre-order benefits I have are this Weaver's Shop card. I traded 2 Seoham album cards and they gave me a Weaver's Shop card and her special card. And then I also have Jay's K-Town For You card for We Need Love era, which is the back right here. And these are her bigger inclusions. Next up, we have Weeekly. My bias in Weeekly is Monday, and I started collecting them right around, I think, holiday party era, or like right before then. I have tried to complete this collection, but I don't think the weekly trading collection on Instagram is super active anymore, especially since the group is not that active. But I really want to try and complete this photocard collection. And the only pre-order benefit I have is this card right here, which is her Apple Music card. I didn't realize that when I bought my albums from a store in the US that it came with Apple Music Korea pobs, and I was able to end up pulling Monday's cards. And then here we have their Play Game Awake cards. I only have 4 of them, and these are the larger inclusions. Next up, we have a collection that I thought was going to continue growing, but unfortunately it is only going to stop after the albums I bought, which is bugAboo. They were a group that I was really liking in 2022. Their comeback for 2022 Pop was like my song of the year, but unfortunately in December they disbanded after being active for only a year. I do collect 2 members, which are Jin and Eunchae. They're my 2 biases in the group. I'm going to try and finish with the inclusions that I have for the rest of the cards I'm missing. Next up, we have Brave Girls. I was gonna initially keep what I pull, but I decided later on that I did want to try and finish Minyoung's set, starting from Summer Queen, which is when you can get like albums a lot easier. So I do have one of each of her cards, which I actually pulled myself. But again, the Brave Girls trading community on Instagram is like practically non-existent. I will try to find a way to finish these. And these are bigger inclusions. Next up, we have Solji. So I did buy Solji's first solo mini album, which came out last year. And I have her 3 cards here that just came with the 1 album that I bought. There's only these 3 cards. I do have also EXID's 10th anniversary single X, so I'm gonna try and put these cards here with these Solji cards as well. I only bought enough copies for myself to complete the set for 2 members. I did want to try and complete an OT5 set, but you had to buy like so many albums for that and it was just gonna get too expensive for me. Next up we have my K&K collection. So I started collecting Seoham a little bit after 2020. I bought their Sunset and their Ride albums since those were like the eras I really liked, and I'm trying to complete my Seoham collection for that. A while after I started collecting Seoham, he announced his departure from the group, and that's when he did the Semantic Era drama with Jae-chan from DKZ. I haven't thought about like buying the merch from Semantic Era to get like other Seoham cards. I'm trying to just stick to completing this collection. I have been getting a lot of messages from people who live in China asking me to sell like the extra cards that I have instead of trading them for Seoham, but I pulled a lot of like in-sung cards and a lot of people want to buy them from me. And then here we have pre-order benefits. This is the Make Star set for Ride and one of his MMT cards. I'm trying to find the last one. And next we begin like other collections that I wanted to continue growing, but just as time went on I realized it wasn't going to be too feasible for me to complete them because they're not super high priority, but I still love them a lot. So the first one is Yuri from IZ*ONE. I really loved her first solo release, Glassy, so I bought as many cards as I could from Mercari Japan, and I have 8 out of 12 done, and then I have each of her lenticulars here. I was gonna continue collecting Yuri because I do love a lot of her solo work, but the way that the albums have been working out and how many photo cards come in each version and how many you need to buy, it just wasn't it for me. Another big one that I really like is Eunbi. I love her solo work so much, but the way that Willem does her photo cards, it's 1 out of 20 for each album, and it's just so difficult for me to try and complete that, so I haven't even thought about starting to buy those. And then here we have the Business Proposal OST. So I bought the OST when like the drama was getting really big, and I bought it with like a bunch of other albums that I bought, I think with my Face the Sun copies. So here are the cards that came with the set. And then here we have my CLC collection. So I have been a huge CLC fan for I think at least 6 years now, since 2017. That's the C in my name stands for CLC. The earliest I can find albums for was for Black Dress, and I pulled Soren's card. The #1 card I got as a birthday gift, and I got Yeon's. And then I bought the Helicopter album when it came out, and I got a Yeon and a Eugene. And then these are just extra inclusions I got. And then here is the Season's Greetings set. Don't have Elki's and Soren's cards here because Elki, I was gonna get rid of her inclusions, especially when after she left the group, her stance on like the Chinese police in Hong Kong. I was gonna get rid of that because I didn't want to have her cards in my collection anymore. I didn't feel like super comfortable with it. And for Soren, I was also going to try and sell her card for the Season's Greetings here as well. I haven't sold them yet, so I think I'm just gonna put Soren's back in here. I'm not really sure. It's just been like decisions and like little crises that I was having when things were happening with the group. After this, we're going on to collections that like I was going to start, but I just like literally only kept what I pulled, and that's like literally it. I haven't continued collecting them. So for A-Pink, I really liked their Look era or Dum Dum, which was like around the time I started collecting albums. So I bought one of their versions and I exclusively pulled Hayoung cards, except for this postcard. My bias, especially in Dum Dum era, was Namju, so I wanted to try and complete her stuff, but I only bought this one album and I haven't continued after. And for day 6, these inclusions that I got are from a signed album that came with my concert ticket when I saw them in 2019. My biases in the group are Eunchae and Dowoon, and it turns out that like all the inclusions I got were either Eunchae or Dowoon themed. So I got a Eunchae card, a unit card with Eunchae and Dowoon, Dowoon's postcard, and I believe this is Dowoon's little bookmark. And then for NCT 127, I was about to start going on a spree collecting them. Around the time I started collecting for the Superhuman album, I only bought this album because after I went to their concert in 2019, the SM gave out a code to everybody that you could buy their Superhuman album for like $4. I used the code and bought the album, and I got a Yuta Circle card and a Doyoung card. And then for the Neozone album, one of my friends actually gave this to me as a birthday gift. So they gave me it came with a Taehyung Circle card and a Jungwoo card. And then I bought one of the versions of the Punch album, and I got a Mark Circle card and a Johnny card. If I were to trade these cards, I would try and finish collecting Tail, because Tail is my 127 bias and one of like my NCT biases in general. Him and 10 are like my big biases. I love them so much. And then here we have the Superhuman postcard and a Johnny Punch postcard because it just came in the albums that I bought. So that is it for my photocard collection as of the beginning of 2023. I do have some photocards in a separate little area that I haven't stored in my binders yet because I'm waiting for other stuff to get in the mail so I can do a first storing video for 2023. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on when I upload new content. As for future content, I am planning on making a sort of deep dive video on bugAboo because, as I mentioned earlier, they disbanded and I've always wanted to kind of make a video discussing kind of like what went on and just the history of the group. In the descriptions of videos, you'll find my usual links such as my social media, links to different resources and organizations, the background music I use, as well as a song recommendation for the video, which for today will be OMG by New Jeans. If you are going outside, please take as many necessary precautions as you need to take in order to keep yourself and those around you safe and healthy. I wish you all the very, very best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.